Hey guys, it's Ben. Thanks to everybody who's been commenting on my vlogs. I really appreciate it. We're going to get to the results for week 4. My 4th week shot was taken last Friday. Today's the results day and I'll be taking number 5 today. I really do appreciate all the comments. So when I first started this vlog, I kind of did it hoping that there'd be a couple of people out there that we could bounce stuff off of and that could answer my questions if I had some. But I would also be willing to answer anybody else's questions because I had a hard time finding people on the interwebs that could answer my specific questions. That's why this has started, and it's going mostly now so I can hold myself accountable for everything. But the comments are great too, and I really like the ones with the questions, although the encouraging ones are great too. Thank you very much for the encouragement, you guys. Here's a couple from last week that I wanted to get to right off the bat before we get to my results for week 4. Rita Hart 3868 asked if I'll be remaining on the 2.5 milligram dosage for Mounjaro going into these next 4 weeks. And the answer to that is, yeah, I'm going to be remaining on the 2.5 milligram dosage because there was just one refill for it and it didn't go up. Whether that holds true next month, I don't know. There's no refills on this one, so I'm assuming that I've got to make an appointment with my doctor so she can review my results and maybe get another blood panel run. That'll be interesting. I'll be interested to see if my A1C's gone down. So anyway, my question would be, when do I know I need to increase the dose? Is it when the stuff stops working? Does it stop working? Because I haven't noticed any decrease this month. In fact, the opposite. It seems like it's getting easier for me to pass on, food, and I don't think about it remotely as much as I used to. I used to snack all the time, and I don't do that at all anymore. When I do, it's not true. When I do snack, it's like something healthy, like a fruit or maybe some nuts or something like that. I don't snack on the same things that I used to snack on that used to be so bad for me, like the potato chips and all that kind of crap. But anyway, my question would be, when will I know? When will I know when it's time to increase my dose? And I suppose my doctor's going to be the one to tell me that. Or if I start getting hungry on like Monday after taking it on a Friday, I'd probably talk to my doctor and say, hey, is it time for a dosage uppage? But if anybody out there has experience with how they found out that they needed to go up, and was it something that they experienced physically, or was it just their doctor taking them to the next step? Really be interested. Joanne Blair 2329 asked if I noticed a bad taste in my mouth since starting Mounjaro, and the answer to that is yes. It goes, I thought it went hand in hand with those sulfuric toxic burps that this stuff gives you. I just assumed that. Maybe not. Maybe it's a separate issue, but every time I'd have one of those burps, and they're quite often some days and not so often the other days. Like today, I haven't experienced too many burps, but yesterday or the day before, I can't remember which, was horrible. I was in here brushing my teeth a couple of times a day. They were so bad. Anyway, yes, the answer is yes. I do have noticed. I have noticed bad taste in my mouth. Okay. So let's get to the results from week 4, right? Because I want to get week's 5 shot in the book later on in this episode here. I want to get it injected in me. So week 4 update. Week 3, okay. So the week 4 update, you guys. My blood sugar high was 139. That was last Saturday, and that was the day after Thanksgiving. And I had leftovers the day after Thanksgiving. So I'm holding that leftovers accountable. I did have a bigger portion then than I had on Thanksgiving Day. I don't know why. It was the shot day and it hadn't kicked in yet or what, but I was pretty hungry. So I ate a bigger plate than I would normally eat. And I think that accounts for the 139 the next morning when I took my blood sugar. Anyway, my blood sugar low this week was 111. That'd be really cool if that was my average, but that's not my average yet. That's my low this week. So my blood sugar average for this entire week is 121.1, which isn't bad at all because my first goal is to get below 120. And we're almost there. Last week it was 123.2, so it just dropped 2.1 in a week, which is great, right? So the other stat that I normally wait until the end of the video to talk about is weight, but I thought, why? Let's just get it out of the way. Let's put it with the rest of the numbers, right? So I haven't weighed myself all week. Last week I weighed 178.8. My starting weight is 185. And I want to explain something to you. It wasn't always 185. I'd gotten up to about 225, 230. And diet, hardly any exercise, but mostly diet and quitting drinking last June. I quit alcohol last June. I shouldn't say I quit. I stopped. And I just haven't gone back to it last June and been feeling great ever since, but it's also dropped some poundages off me, right? So that's helped a lot. I got put on this Mounjaro thing for the diabetes thing, but I was also hoping that I could lose a couple extra pounds. And that's been happening. I don't know what's gonna happen this week. Let's check, let's see what we got. Okay, so those people that have dogs, I'm not gonna apologize to, but for those people that don't have dogs, that's the dog here there that I have not swept up since yesterday. So this is one day's accumulation and it's all over the bathroom in here. I apologize. And I probably should have cleaned it up before we started, but I'm too lazy. Okay, so where are we today? Okay, 180.6, so I've gained a couple of pounds. Okay, last week's weight was 178.8, and now this week's weight is 180.6, so that's net gain. So no big deal. I'm not too worried about it. It's not like I'm on this for, I'd be a little disappointed if I was on it for just for my obesity, but I'm not on it just for that. I'm noticing a big improvement in my blood sugars week after week, and really that's what I'm excited about. The weight, I'm not too far from my target weight, so I wouldn't expect me to be lose, like other people that are heavier than me will lose 5 to 10 pounds, but it's all relative, I think, to how much you're starting out. I'm not disappointed with not losing weight this week or not having a weight loss to show for this week. You know, there's probably a lot of factors involved with that. I've been drinking more water for sure, so I've got more water weight on me. I'm much fitter though. I don't know if the camera, I don't know if you can even notice, but my shirts, they're all the same. These are all extra large shirts, and they were getting kind of on the tight side. Now they're kind of getting on the loose side. So it may not be 100% showing on the scales, but I'm 100% feeling it in my body, and I'm feeling way better about myself and my physical health. So one of the big questions that I had before getting on this stuff was, how soon will I see results once I start taking it, right? For me, almost instantaneously I saw results in my blood sugar, right? There's a couple of different reasons for that though. It's not just the medicine, right? It's not like I'm eating the same way I did before I started taking Mounjaro. I don't think that that's gonna do you any good, right? I think you have to put some of the work in too. Not that it's that much work, and that's the beauty about this medication is it makes saying no to food a lot easier than it used to be. I mean, way easier. So it's not like you don't have to say no to food. It's not like you can eat whatever the heck you want. You still have to, like, you know, maintain a diet, but this stuff really helps you do it. Both mentally, you're not craving and thinking about food as much, and definitely not physically. You're not getting those, you know, fake hunger pains. You just ate a big breakfast 2 hours ago, and all of a sudden your stomach is telling you need to go eat a bag of chips, you know, for lunch. I'm not really on any kind of diet per se, but I am eating way less of everything that I used to eat, and there are some foods that I'm totally avoiding. I don't know why. I hadn't even thought about it. For instance, I used to be addicted to Diet Coke. I know it's 0 calorie, big deal, but I used to be addicted to it. You don't understand. I had to have like 6 of those things a day. Since starting on this stuff, I haven't even thought about reaching for one of them. I've been drinking water, and I've been drinking that LMNT stuff. And recently I bought this Ultima stuff. It's a lot cheaper, and I'm checking it out. By the way, the cherry pomegranate's pretty good. And then I got the grape to try next. No, I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm just telling you. Look, this is why I'm not on the vegan diet or the vegetarian or the meat diet, the meat diet that everybody talks about that says that you can lose so much weight on it. That's why I'm not doing that. I love meat too. I could eat a ribeye, 2 or 3 days a week, no problem. But then after a couple of weeks, I need variety, right? And it's the same thing with my electrolyte water. I'm gonna need variety to keep me interested in drinking that stuff. Let's get into my personal week, how week 4 to week 5, because I'm starting week 5 today. Today's the beginning of week 5. Let's talk about how week 4 went, right? Up until today, sleep. So I've pretty much stopped waking up at all in the middle of the night. I think I had one night last week that I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and I had to go to the bathroom. But I was easily able to get right back to sleep. It was like it was nothing. That used to be bad. I used to wake up, go to the bathroom, and then go back in bed, and I wasn't able to fall asleep as easy. These days, I just doze right off, and my sleep is getting way better, right? So the sleeping part and the going to the bathroom part, that's one of the reasons that I got on, or that I found out that I was diabetic. That was a symptom, going to the bathroom all night long. Seemed like 2 or 3 times a night sometimes. That was a symptom. So that symptom is pretty much gone now. I'm also feeling much more rested these days, and I'm no longer ready for bed at 7 o'clock at night. I used to be like dragged out, dead tired at 7 p.m. Couldn't wait to get to sleep, and then I'd get in bed and wouldn't sleep that well, as it turned out. So in the mood department, my mood's been way better, right? I notice it all the time at different times that I know that I used to get just so mad about. Like, I gotta share, I live in Oklahoma and I share the road out here. I don't know what the public roads are like in your area, but just about everybody on our public roads here are terrible drivers. And it makes me angry as hell. And I used to voice that regularly. I can't believe I didn't get shot or something, right? I don't get road rage. I just get maybe it is road rage, but I get so angry in my own car yelling at these people. I would never dream of running up on them and running into them or anything like that, or trying to fight them or anything. But I did notice that my rage, right? I'd get so mad. That's gone pretty much. I don't know why, but it is. So maybe it's my state of mind, the way I'm feeling about things. I'm feeling better. And because I'm feeling better, I feel like my outlook is better, and that's making me happy. And it's harder to get me riled up these days. Let's just leave it at that. So that's it for the moods. Now, my bowel movements have been a problem since we started this. I'm either constipated, like today. Maybe the reason that I didn't lose any weight is because I haven't been to the bathroom in 2 days. Today is day 2, right? But the day before I had not diarrhea, but very loose stool, right? A couple of times that day, in fact, right? It was close to diarrhea, but not quite. Now I'm constipated, feels like. So, I don't know, can't make up its mind. I take the Metamucil when I notice that I'm getting constipated, because you're not supposed to take that stuff every day. So, I skip it as much as I possibly can, but tonight's going to be another Metamucil day. I'm not feeling any urge to go to the bathroom. It's been 2 days. So, we need to get that resolved. Anyway, no headaches or queasiness again this week. That's been since week 1. So that stuff was in week 1, and since then I haven't really experienced any headaches and any queasiness. So I am eating far less these days, and when I do reach for a snack, when I do feel like nibbling on something, the first thing that comes to my mind, honestly, is like an apple or some nuts or something like that. I never, ever reach for the chips, although they're in my pantry because the kids came over for Thanksgiving and we like to have everything they're used to eating available. So all that stuff is sitting in there just tempting me. And honestly, haven't been that tempted. I reached past the chips. This is no lie. I reached past the chips to get to the nuts that were behind it and pulled those out. I know some of you guys are like, that's a big deal. Yes, Yes, that is a big deal for me. So anyway, it just goes to show how much that food's not talking to you anymore like it used to. Man, I could have been convinced to eat that bag of chips easily before I started this Mounjaro medication. This time thought crossed my mind, but it was easy to pass up. I'm like, nah, I think the nuts sound better. So anyway, eating better, eating less, no weight loss this week, but again, another blood sugar average drop this week. Very happy with that. We're in the right direction. Now I'd like to my first goal is 120. I think that's going to happen this week, week 5. I think it's going to happen. I think I'm going to drop below 120. Wish me luck. But if I don't, that's okay. We'll just talk that over with the doctor. Maybe it is a time for an increase in my dosage. Maybe it's not. But let's see how it goes next week though. So one last thing I wanted to talk with you guys about before I signed off. I'm going to be opening my brand new box, and we know I became a pro at this now because last time I opened it from the end. There's a tab up here that you just push in and you open it up, and they got them all lined up in here, right? They got them all lined up in a little tray right there. And if you open it from the end, you mess all that up. So I've become a pro. Just a little heads up for you. So we're going to be taking the new 2.5 dosage, week 5 dosage of Mounjaro today. And there she is right there for your viewing pleasure. As I'm doing this, I'm going to talk about a conversation that I had with my nurse. I'm on another medication. It's for so blood doesn't clot on an artificial valve that I had put in my body back in 2011, right? So it's called warfarin, and it's a blood thinner. And every time I go in about once a month to have my INR levels checked, make sure that my blood's not too thin or too thick. And it's been too thin the last couple of weeks in my, or the last couple of times. So my nurse asked me, she said, are you on any kind of new medications? And I said, well, I am on Mounjaro for my diabetes. And I should have told you that last time I was in, but I forgot. And she said, oh, it's no problem. We just need to adjust, your medication for that. So as it turns out, I was a little thin the last couple of times that I went. So they've reduced my dosage of warfarin. But when I told her that I was on this Mounjaro stuff, I could see their eyes like opened wide, and she was like, really? I was on that earlier this last year. And I was like, really? And she said, yeah. I said, wasn't it not working? Are you still not on it? Are you not on it now? Was it not working? And she said, no, it was working great. She said, the problem is earlier this year, I was trying to get my prescription filled, and they couldn't fill it because apparently there was a shortage of it, and they were prioritizing people with diabetes. So she was taking it for the weight loss. So her pharmacy would not fill the prescription because they were prioritizing what stock they had for the people that were using it for diabetes, and not for the people that were trying to lose weight. Watch this video. Tell me whether you disagree with this woman or whether you agree with her, and tell me why in the comments, right?
She's called pharmacies all across North Alabama. No one has the correct dosage of Mounjaro that her husband needs. Now she's blaming those that are taking it for weight loss.
We're fighting a battle to live, not to be skinny.
Linda Bridges' husband, Tommy, was diagnosed with diabetes 4 years ago. Just this year, he was prescribed the type 2 diabetic medication Mounjaro to help him manage his high blood sugar and A1C levels. But at the end of June, the 15 milligram dose he needs was nowhere to be found.
I get on the phone every day. I call every day, all the pharmacies, to ask for it, and it's on back order.
Bridges is blaming those who are taking the medicine for weight loss, not for their diabetes. Studies show that with the once-a-week Mounjaro shot, people can lose on average around 10 pounds a month. However, it's not yet FDA approved for weight loss. Bridges believes people who are overweight and borderline diabetic are persuading their doctors to prescribe it.
It starts with the doctor. The people can't get it if the doctor would quit giving it out.
Pharmacists with Star Market discount pharmacies say while they are able to keep the lower doses in stock, the higher 15 milligram dose is difficult to keep on the shelves.
So 15 is one of the harder doses to get your hands on. We look for it every day to make sure that, to see if our supplier has it, but so far it's been out of stock for a couple weeks.
Bridges says they have seen major improvement with her husband's A1C levels since he started Mounjaro. But now that they are not able to find what he needs, she is scared about what could happen to his health.
By the time he's 55, he could be blind. He could be kidney failure. So we're not out here trying to get skinny, because if we were, I'd be on it. But I'm not taking it for someone that needs it. It's a battle that we can't win because people are using it the wrong way.
I'll tell you, I disagree with her. Let me know what you think, and then I'll see you next week for the week 5 results. See you later.